You pretty much are an ambassador for the sport as a driver. Everybody in racing has a job to make the sport better. That's in everything. You have a job to make everything better. Just as being a citizen of the United States, you want to make it better. You know, this is your country. You want to make everything better. You want to build to society. So it's pretty much the same principle in anything you do. But in racing, you want to go out and meet the fans. You want to engage with people. You want to be on social media. You want to go help the crew members. You want to do everything that you can, everything that's right. You want to do that. So you're an ambassador in multiple ways. We're out here at the Oldham County Arvin Education Center, and it's been a lot of fun. I've got to meet a lot of the students. They were just in here. We're talking to them about the race car, about the Kentucky National Guard, and it's been a lot of fun. They have a lot of good questions. You know, they're from the automotive side, so they know what to ask. So that's really cool, and I can show them about stuff in racing that we do, all the different adjustments. Just from being a regular mechanic to being a racing mechanic is a big difference. You got to know how to adjust on the car. You know, it's a lot more stuff involved, and got to talk to him about that, and then what the benefits of being in the Guard and what all that does for you. So it's been pretty cool so far. I really enjoyed coming out here because it helps me, you know, get to know the fans, and that's pretty much what the NASCAR Next does. Is it helps you get to know the fans and different people and try to get them interested in racing. But to people that don't really know much about cars or anything about NASCAR, it's cool explaining it to them because you can explain it from your point of view. And then a lot of them, you know, they're like, I've never been a fan. I don't like it. But then I've known a lot of people like that go to the NASCAR race, like, can we go to another one? When's the next one? I want to go. And it's really cool because they sit and watch it on TV, and that's different from actually going to the race and experiencing it, because you're there with your friends. They have different games that you can play as far as bets on your drivers and different stuff that people do amongst themselves. It's pretty much like a big party for the fans. It's really fun. I enjoy it. Yeah, last year was really good. We were racing for Hawk McCall Motorsports. He was my crew chief and my team owner, Lee McCall. He was really good crew chief. We won 6 races in a row, five or six races in a row, and it was a really good year for us. We had Tony Stewart as a teammate for us one race, the Denny Hamlin Short Track Showdown. We did 7 K&N races, so it was really good. I got a lot of experience, a lot of seat time, which is really, really key in racing. And I'm just glad I got to live through all that, and I can apply it this year for everything that I do in the series. Full-time K&N driver this year. We're going to try to do a couple truck races this year, and hopefully next year maybe we can get a truck ride. We got to get everything in line. So that's always the key, is to get everything lined up for next year. And you know, you're working on that every single year, and we can get a jump on it and see if we can get something lined up here soon, and hopefully we'll be in trucks next year. We're actually looking at doing an ARCA race this year at Kentucky Speedway. We're still putting it together, but it'd be like a one-off ARCA race. Besides that, I think Columbus is the closest for the K&N Pro Series, and then the next closest is Bristol, which is here in a few weeks. We're going to Bristol. I'm really excited about that. We had a super fast car last time, just bad luck. So I feel like that place owes us one, and we'll see. I think the team does too, so I got to redeem ourselves. You know, a couple years ago it was Marcus Ambrose. I was racing for him and his team, and he was a big mentor for me. I spent a lot of time with him, and he showed me a lot in the sport and how to get the right angles and how to be a better driver and be a better person. And he was really good for me. But as a kid, I've always looked up to Jeff Gordon. My family had been close to him. They built a sprint car engines back when he was running sprint cars. My uncle did anyways, and it was actually really cool looking up to him. That was really cool. He's a cool guy. I had a lot of fun racing with him. I was trying to tap into some of the knowledge that he had, but he shared a lot with me. But at the end of the day, we were still competitors, so we were going back and forth. Hey, what's your car doing? Oh, well, my car's doing this, Tony. How's yours? And he's telling me all his stuff that's going on, and it was really cool to exchange feedback like that, because you don't ever really get to do that with other team members very often, because you're all doing your own thing, and especially not, you know, Sprint Cup champion that owns his own team, and it was really cool. So we exchanged some paint in the race. He passed me going into the first turn right after the green flag. He took it 3 wide. I was stuck in the middle. It's like, this isn't cool. So we had the next caution break. I was right behind Tony, and I was like, hey, Lee, what do you think I should do here? Should I pull a Tony Stewart? Should I do what he did to me? And he's like, yeah, go with it, Ben. We're here to win this thing. So I did, but the guy on his outside, I guess, didn't give Tony any room. And so he was squeezing all of us down on the apron. And me and Tony were, side to side, and the guy kept squeezing across his nose on the outside, spun Tony out across my nose, and there they went. So I felt really bad about it, but we were cool after the race. During our halfway break, he came over and was talking to me about stuff he learned out there, and he's telling me about what happened. So not to feel bad that I spun out Tony Stewart. He's like, it wasn't you at all. He said he would have done the same move, and he's like, in fact, I did on the first lap. So it was pretty funny. It was cool. It gives you an opportunity to race against Denny Hamlin, Kyle Busch, David Reagan, Tony Stewart. There's Matt Kenseth was out there. I think Trevor Bayne was out there. A lot of the top drivers in NASCAR were out there racing with some of the lower level series of NASCAR. So it was really cool to get to do that. We finished third the first race, and then the second race, or actually, sorry, we finished sixth the first race. I think we had the car to beat. I thought we really could have won that thing, but on the first race, Jeff Burton was starting in front of me. I think Joey Logano was to my inside, and I didn't have anywhere to go. Jeff Burton missed the shift, and I tried to go to the outside, but it bent in the front bumper, and the way that it did that, it messed up their aerodynamics and made it real tight. So finished sixth behind Jeff Burton, and the next race we finished third behind Kyle Busch and David Reagan. So it was a good race for us. That's hard, balancing schoolwork and racing. You don't really have time to do it at the track, and when you're traveling, it's hard because you're always in a rush, and when you do sit down, it's hard to change your focus all of a sudden from what's you've been dealing with to, looking at your homework and doing your stuff, and that's always hard to change your focus, but I try to do it the best I can and get it done as often as I can. It's been really cool so far. We're on the third show, and we just filmed the third show actually, so it's going to be coming up this weekend. So I'm really excited about it. We're going to have a lot of awesome guests on this year, and it's a lot of fun. I really enjoy it. I had Scotty Davenport on so far and Brian Brom, but a lot of the guests are still in the works. We're planning on having the mayor on sometime, and going to try to have Rick Pitino on possibly too.